My name is Sharon, and I'm an alcoholic. I made that statement for the first time over 34 years ago. It wasn't easy, and that statement changed the trajectory of my entire life. While there isn't time for me to tell you my entire AA story, I will tell you a little bit about how my recovery journey began. Now, I had built some skills as I played around what was, for me, the edges of 12-step work. I had been to Al-Anon, Adult Children of Alcoholics, Codependent Anonymous, but it wasn't until I committed to the Big Kids Club, as some of my friends refer to AA, that I really started to see daylight. My spiritual awakening started with a doctor's visit. I had never seen this doctor before, although he did know I was suffering from depression. To get a deeper understanding of what might be going on with me, he asked questions about my personal history and family background. He asked if anyone in my family was alcoholic. I laughed, and I told him that my family was riddled with alcoholism, also known as the Irish virus. Then he asked me if I had ever had a blackout when I drank. And my response was something along the lines of, well, duh, doesn't everybody? I was serious. I really thought everybody blacked out when they drank. So after a few more minutes of discussion, the doctor closed my file, looked at me and said, "Little lady, you are an alcoholic." And I responded like any good, deep in denial alcoholic would. No, you clearly don't understand. I couldn't be an alcoholic. I have a mink coat and I drive a Volvo. In hindsight, that response seems both silly and tragic and kind of funny. But in my state of fear, doubt, insecurity, hubris, and shame, it seemed perfectly reasonable. You see, I believed that alcoholics fit a stereotypical mold. Folks with DUIs, unpaid bills, lost jobs and lost weekends, and bottles in brown paper bags. I wasn't one of them. How could I be? But yep, I was. So with some kicking and screaming on my part, my journey of sobriety began. Now, I don't want anyone to think that sobriety turns you into the bluebird of happiness without a care in the world. During the past 34 years, I have faced some serious challenges. I have lost a job, a marriage, and a parent. I faced a major health challenge and experienced enormous financial insecurity. I've lost close friends to illness and suicide. At times, I have been angry, frightened, unsure about what the next day might bring, and have had times, violating my AA standards, acted like a complete and utter bozo. But even during those very difficult times, I didn't lose faith or hope, and I didn't pick up a drink. That's because I had a program, an unshakable belief in a higher power, who I choose to call God, and a community of fellow alcoholics to support and love me. On the other side of the coin, the rewards of recovery have been astonishing. I have seen my son celebrate 17 years of sobriety. I have been able to develop a community of people inside and outside of AA who provide me with deep, rich, and rewarding relationships. And I met and married the most wonderful man on this planet who loves me in spite of my baggage. I have been truly abundantly blessed, and I know that telling my truth out loud brings rich rewards. So one might ask, you have a good life. Why would you stand up and declare what might be to some a surprising and deeply personal piece of information, revealing something that might cause people to pass negative judgment on you? And AA is, after all, a program of anonymity. The answer is because it is worth the risk. Being someone who has been blessed with long-term sobriety, I believe I have a moral obligation to offer a hand, as the big book says, to the alcoholic who still suffers. I do this by turning my will and my life over to the care of God, by sharing my story, expressing my gratitude for my abundant blessings, and by continuing to work the 12 steps, especially that making amends one. Seems to come up a lot. The theme of this week at St. Stephen's is about building communities of care and support. AA and the other 12-step programs such as Narcotics Anonymous, Al-Anon, ACOA, Overeaters Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous are well-established communities of support for those who suffer with addiction and also for the people who love them. I am grateful for the 12 steps. And I am grateful for St. Stephen's longtime support of 12-step programs, for holding a space where, to paraphrase John Rohr's, the hard but life-giving conversations are coming out of the shadows. At St. Stephen's, there is no room for shame. The Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous makes promises to those who work the program. In a nutshell, they are: we are going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity. We will know peace. For me, those promises are kept every day. I work this program, and this program works miracles. Thank you.